team spillet opgør med Brighton og Tottenham. Så 1-0 føring til Brighton. Sæt ind Trossard efter 17 minutter spil. Skal bruges faktisk fint ud. Nej, næsten. Trossard, men ja, glimrende. Glæde. Gode, ikke mindst. Jeg sidder lige og tænker på, at i verden skal Brighton komme tilbage, eller jo spillet Tottenham tilbage det opgør. Bale, Sommer, Bergwijn. Rigtig få det sammen i sådan en symbiose nu, i hvert fald. Så ved jeg ikke, at Sisko skal komme over kanten, men det er Davis. Der er ikke meget sket der. Han prøver til gengæld, at han arbejder stenhårdt på den bane. Så det er Trossard, der får Europabolden til den frem af banen. Tottenham forsvaret virker altså igen det 20. Trossard kommer ind i straffefeltet, skal prøve afslutning, gør den, lægger ind til Maupay, der forsøger afslutning. Og det får han ikke ramt ordentligt overhovedet. Maupay, men godt opspillet af Trossard. Så han har selvfølgelig giver sådan et mål også selvtillid. Det må det så sende sige, der både Trossard, synes jeg. Han suser rundt frem af banen der, for lagt ind til Maupay, som desværre ikke kan nå at få træf på bolden. Men det er altså Brighton, der har haft chancen, det må man bare sige. Sådan har haft et skud. Brighton skud indtil videre efter 32 minutter. Brighton, det var på 6 skud.
Ike Maupay, and he got it with his back to goal and he just couldn't turn. The defenders got really tight to him and the chance was fizzled out in the end. But good play by Trossard.
14 minutes remaining in the first half. Five Lives Premier League Sunday. Brighton leading Tottenham 1-0. Liverpool 3-1 winners away to West Ham. Mo Salah got 2 of the goals there. Leicester Leeds was a cracking listen on Five Live on the drive over here to Brighton this afternoon. A really big win for Leeds away to Leicester because they've been in great form. Leeds won it 3-1 and Chelsea got their first win under Thomas Tuchel. 2-0. Ben Davis takes a throw for Tottenham. Joe Rodon with his right foot, low pass across the face of the Tottenham penalty area. And Brighton's front three just closing in on Tottenham and trying to put some pressure on them. Sanchez to Sissoko, Højbjerg, Bissouma trying to take it off him. Højbjerg down the right, intercepted by Webster. Here's Bissouma bringing the ball forward for Brighton, 25 yards out. Low pass to Trossard, no support to his right. Plays it back to Pascal Gross. Veltman will chase. Ben Davis has got it covered and wanted that to go off Veltman as he cleared it, but it didn't touch Veltman and Brighton get the throw.
I thought as Bissouma was entering sort of the last 25 yards of the pitch, I thought we were going to see a shot from him after his fantastic strike against Blackpool, but he decided to keep the ball and keep playing.
Glenn Murray with us here at the Amex Stadium. Trossard's cross blocked out for another throw into Brighton, attacking position on the right-hand side, and Joel Veltman will go and get the original ball rather than the replacement, and gets a little helping hand from a cameraman there who was, as well as looking through the lens, showed good awareness there. Little side-footed, right-footed pass to Veltman, who takes the throw down to the byline. Maupay controls with his head. Cleared, but only as far as Veltman. Got a shout from Trossard, who's wide on the right, dummies the cross, then gets that ball in to the far post. Solly March stretches, can't keep it in play, comes off his left boot, and it's behind for a goal kick. So just over 10 minutes remaining in the first half here. Brighton 1, Tottenham 0. Trossard scored the goal in the 17th minute, and Jose Mourinho doesn't look happy. Bit of a scowl on his face at the moment.
Yeah, and I think Ndombele's I think he was just tying his lace. I thought he was going back to that old injury, but yeah, slow start there from Lloris. But yeah, I think we're going to have to see a change of formation from Spurs, because they're just not hurting Brighton at all when they've got possession. I mean, they're just running up dead ends, to be honest.
Magnificent 1-2 between Bissouma and McAllister, and Bissouma is steaming forward again, plays the ball out to March on the left. March takes Sissoko on. Sissoko just holds him up there. So March has to turn back, and then Sissoko rather unnecessarily gives him a nudge in the back. And with Pascal Gross and Solly March with the delivery, this could be more danger for Tottenham's back line.
Yeah, it was poor play there by Sissoko. Solly March was going back towards his own goal, and he just shoved him in the back almost, and he's given Brighton another opportunity to put the ball in the box with their defenders up. Webster and Dunk, their two main targets.
So, free kick for Brighton. Peter Banks puts that little semicircle of vanishing spray around the ball, then marches forward 10 yards. Only a one-man war for Tottenham because the free kick is coming from right out on the touchline on the left-hand side. And it's March or Pascal Gross. Solly March holds his arm in the air, and it will be March to deliver this one with his left foot. That's headed miles in the air by Sissoko. Mopé controls it with his back to goal on the edge of the Tottenham area. Dunk tries to flick a pass out to the right. Another huge up and under from Ben Davis. Ball is headed down by Son. Not too much he could do with that. And Brighton have it again just inside the Tottenham half. Webster with his right foot. Gets it out wide left. Nice pass to find McAllister. Mopé starts to make a run. McAllister takes it infield for Brighton. Low ball out to Veltman. Pascal Gross made a run out to the right. Back to McAllister though. Hits the shot. Sanchez gets his body in the way. Brave defending. Comes off in behind for a Brighton corner.
Again, good play by McAllister, getting on the turn, making good runs into that sort of pocket just in front of Spurs defence, spraying the ball out to the right here, then getting it back and getting a shot away. But he's playing really well tonight. Probably one of the best players on the pitch so far this evening.
Brighton definitely looking the more dangerous team, and the team more likely to score another goal rather than Tottenham getting one back at the moment. Corner for Brighton. Ball goes quiet inside the stadium as Pascal Gross just pauses again. Right-footed away swinger, good header, headed off the line by Bale. Lewis Dunk thought he'd scored. Gareth Bale in the right position is very good with his head, and that was a really important touch for Tottenham.
Yeah, we mentioned the two main targets in Webster and Dunk, and Pascal Gross's delivery, great delivery just to the front post there, and Dunk got up really well. Gareth Bale, right place at the right time to keep Tottenham 1-0 down.
Just wondering on the angle whether it might possibly have been going wide, but Bale wasn't to know that. Pascal Gross again, that ball into the near post. This one is headed away by Sanchez. Son battling with Solly March. Son trying that little sort of Zidane drag back. He was fouled as he did so. Free kick for Tottenham, which Son wants to take quickly, but he's going to leave the ball for Sissoko. Plays it back to Hugo Lloris, and Mopé quickly onto it and onto the chase for Brighton. 8 minutes remaining in the first half. Bergwijn, good first touch, looking to use the pace of Bale, chases that down the right. Dunk is across to deal with it for Brighton. Comes back to his goalkeeper Sanchez. Nice first time pass from him out of his penalty area. The ball is played up towards Trossard on the halfway line, and Mopé's volley pass goes out of play for a Tottenham throw. Brighton 1, Tottenham 0.
Good play by Sanchez there. I think Dunk passed the ball back to him, and Son was flying it and closing him down, and he kept his composure and just slid it past him to Webster, and Brighton broke out again. But so far, Brighton have definitely been the better team in this game.
Yeah, deserve their lead. Throw in Tottenham. Peter Banks just asking Basuma and Bergwijn to cut out the funny business, whatever's been going on there, as they were jostling for position ahead of the throw.
I actually think Basuma was saying sorry to Bergwijn there. I think Bergwijn was trying to make some movement, and Basuma caught him in his face.
Højbjerg from the throw. Side flicks the ball back wide to the right. Then Sanchez's lofted ball forward is a hopeful one. Dunk heads it away. Basuma is such a commanding presence in central midfield for Brighton. Veltman towards Trossard, can't control it. Sanchez quickly plays it forward for Tottenham. Here's Bergwijn running away from McAllister. He's got support from Bale on the right. Bale onto that left foot. Low cross blocked by Webster. Spins up in the air, falls back at Bale's feet again. Ball rolled back to Højbjerg. Højbjerg goes left to Ndombele. Son comes towards him. Plays it back to Ndombele, 10 yards outside the Brighton area. Little flick round the corner from Bergwijn. Ben Davis not running that way, and it's back with Robert Sanchez. Glenn.
All very tight from Spurs on the edge of the Brighton area. They're trying to really thread through the eye of a needle. It's really difficult, especially on a greasy surface like this evening. But I mean, Bale keeps picking up on that right side and sort of looking into the box to play. the ball in for somebody to head it, but there's no one really there that's going to attack the ball for Spurs.
Solly March into the Tottenham penalty area on his right foot, low drive. Sanchez is there to block it. Joel Veltman was caught in the build-up to that move, but Peter Banks quite rightly played the advantage. Could very easily have turned into a second Brighton goal. And here's Trossard, who scored Brighton's goal. Alderweireld steps in, swings a right boot at the ball and clears it down into the Brighton half. As Glenn was quite rightly saying, without Harry Kane, Son has scored in his last 3 Premier League games. Harry Kane missed 9 Premier League games for Tottenham last season. They won 3, drew 3 and lost 3. It's a bit of a mixed bag. They managed to beat Manchester City by 2 goals to 0 at home without Kane, but failed to win at Watford, failed to win at Burnley. Lost at home to Wolves, having taken the lead in that game. Sanchez's ball brilliantly intercepted by Webster, which gets Brighton going forward again. Solly March up to the edge of the box. Trossard's there with him. Ball to Mopé on the turn to Gross, looking for the 1-2, headed away. Only as far as the young Argentine McAllister, Pascal Gross. One touch from him and wide to Veltman. Ben Davies right in his way. Back to McAllister. McAllister to Veltman. Oh, what a ball that is if McAllister can keep it in down by the byline. Cut back to the near post. Blocked by Alderweireld. Ben Davies is there. Clears with his right foot. Beat in the air by Ben White. Højbjerg wants that to drop quickly because he sensed the opportunity to get Tottenham on a counter. Here's Ndombele driving forward down the left, stopped in his tracks, and he plays it back to Joe Rodon. We have 4 minutes left in the first half. Brighton leading Tottenham 1-0, and Tottenham need to find something a little bit extra, or possibly, as you say, Glenn, a change of formation or a change of approach.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I mean, as we approach towards the end of the first half, I mean, Tottenham haven't really offered much going forward, and me for one, I'd like to be a fly on the wall in the dressing room at half time.
Here's Ndombele looking for Bergwijn. Ben White sticks with him. Bergwijn gives it to Son. 2 blue shirts immediately close him down. Wide to Sissoko, cross in over the head of Bergwijn. Bissouma is there, volleys it up in the air. Backward header from Ben White. Sissoko to Højbjerg, 25 yards out, finds Son. Trying to turn on the edge of the area, just outside the Brighton box. Sissoko, low ball back to Joe Rodon. I don't think we'll fancy his chances of shooting from there. Plays it to Ben Davies. Gareth Bale says, let me take over here. Bale with his pink boots. To Ben Davies, he also got those pinkish boots. Now Bergwijn to Højbjerg. Højbjerg, diagonal ball into the far post, over the head of Gareth Bale. Brighton have dealt with it, and behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, just all a little bit static for Spurs there, just on the edge of the Brighton box there. They just haven't got that sort of platform in the middle of the area to play off, sort of aerially. And they just look a little bit lost of ideas going towards the end of this first half here.
Robert Sanchez taking his time over the goal kick. I mean, the obvious thing everyone will be looking for, Glenn, is without Harry Kane in that linking role, because it's not just scoring the goals, it's creating so much. Is that what the difference is, or is it just too early to say that?
Listen, it could just be one of those nights for Spurs, and we could see a completely different team come out in the second half. They might get their tails up, I'm sure. Mourinho will have some choice words to tell them at half-time. So, I mean, let's give it a little bit of time. But so far, Spurs have been pretty underwhelming by their own standards, I think.
Yeah, agree with that, definitely. 44th minute of the game. Jose Mourinho in conversation on the touchline, thinking about a plan, thinking about the half-time address. Brighton leading Tottenham 1-0. And what we shouldn't forget with both of these teams, actually, this season, they do wobble a little bit when in front. Brighton have dropped 12 points from winning positions this season. Tottenham have dropped 10. It's Tottenham who are behind here. Alderweireld with his left foot, playing the ball forward. Sissoko lays it off to Højbjerg. Højbjerg towards Bergwijn. Bergwijn in an advanced position. Has Ben Davies in support on the left. Curling cross in. Volleyed away by Solly March. Edge of the box. Pascal Gross not taking a chance. Hooks it forward. Mopé under pressure. Loses it. Ben Davies slides in to pass it to Bergwijn. Bergwijn has to play back here late in the first half. And Alderweireld sees space wide on the right for Tottenham. Here's Sissoko with his right foot. Just stops for a second, looking for an option. Ndombele, low ball across to Rodon. Højbjerg. Bale let that run, and Ndombele wasn't there to get onto it. Mopé brings it away, and Bale desperately chasing back. to try and make amends for the mistake. Mopé's got away from him. Low pass from him into central midfield. Finds McAllister. Good run by Solly March down the left. McAllister heard the shout and he's seen him there. He's got it to him. Tottenham have men back now, but Brighton still have it with McAllister. Ball into the edge of the box. Mopé's lay off to McAllister, not good enough. Højbjerg comes charging away for Tottenham. Tried to slide it through to Bergwijn. Couldn't do so. Felt he was fouled as he was bringing the ball out, and now Brighton have it, and they're on the attack. Bissouma looking for Mopé into the area. The angle's tight, working it onto the right foot. Now, has he got a teammate he can find here? McAllister's there. He'll shoot, but he'll shoot wide. Goal kick, Tottenham. Good passage of play.
Yeah, good passage of play from Brighton. Mopé maybe made the wrong decision there. I think maybe should have let go of the ball a little bit earlier or had a shot, but the worry there was for Højbjerg. He burst through the centre midfield. He got the ball. I mean, halfway in his own half, he looked up and there was not one Tottenham player in front of him. The only one that was anywhere near him was Son, and he was way out on the left touchline. So, I mean, really disappointing for Højbjerg to have no options there.
Tottenham have lost it again inside their own half. Just 1 minute of added time at the end of this first half. We've got about 20 seconds of that left. That's brilliant from Ndombele. Back heel into the path of Bergwijn. Could be a late chance for Tottenham. Bergwijn at full speed. He was pulled back there on the sleeve by Lewis Dunk. Referee Peter Banks didn't see it, or did see it, and felt there wasn't enough in it for it to be given as a free kick.
I would have said it was more crowded out there, Ali. I think, yeah, three Brighton defenders around him, just sort of got crowded out, tried to run it on, but just couldn't get past them, unfortunately.
Scored a couple of great goals for Tottenham last season. Bergwijn hasn't managed one this season. That has been an excellent first half for Brighton, because they have managed to find the goal so often this season. Excellent build-up play. They've not been able to convert. The goal was beautifully worked, scored by Trossard. They hit the post very early in the first half and could have scored more. They've had loads of corners as well, Glenn, and looked dangerous from the set pieces as well. Yeah,
Brighton have looked definitely the more dangerous of the two teams. Tottenham looked very lost for ideas going forward, and I really wouldn't be surprised if we see the introduction of Vinicius in the second half, just to give Tottenham a platform. But Brighton definitely the better team of the first half, and maybe could have went in 2-up.
So that's it, half-time at the Amex Stadium. Brighton leading by 1-0. Tottenham without Kane, less able.
Thank you, Ali. It's Emma with you now. Good evening to you both. We'll talk Tottenham in a moment or two, but Glenn, let's talk Brighton first. It was a really, really positive start, really, right from the word go, and I think quite fittingly that did culminate in what was a really nice team goal.
Yeah, it was a really nice team goal, and Pascal Gross, I think, really at the centre of it, a really good darting run into the right-hand side of the box, and really kept his composure as he pulled it back for Trossard. He had two options. He could have went for Mopé, who was square of him, but the Tottenham defenders sort of got back and cut that option off, and they left the option open to Trossard, who was only a few yards behind, and really made the finish easy for Trossard, who just passed it into the area from about 5-6 yards out.
Ali, I don't want to take anything away from Brighton, but there were some serious lapses in concentration from Spurs, weren't there? I think dotted throughout that half. I imagine Jose Mourinho perhaps addressing those as we speak.
You'd have thought so. I mean, we're not too far away from the dressing rooms here, so whether we'll be able to hear him or not in a quiet stadium, I don't know. He was very angry about defensive lapses on Thursday. I'd be interested to see what he thinks about that goal there. I mean, he's chopped and changed it at the back today, so no Eric Dyer. Sanchez has come in and Alderweireld has come in, but it's just been a bit lacklustre. I thought Glenn made the point there. Late in the first half, Tottenham were looking to counter, and they are one of the best counter-attacking teams in the Premier League, and Højbjerg was making that great run forward, and as Glenn said, there wasn't an option, so he was going and going and going, and eventually just ran out of space and got tackled. It needs to get a lot better from Tottenham, but Brighton have been really good.
Tom's been in touch at 5 Live Sport. When Mourinho and other Premier League managers learn that having only 3 attacking players in the field just doesn't work at this level. Glenn, you mentioned there, perhaps this is a game to introduce Vinicius. Well, it won't be long until we find out. Gentlemen, I'll leave it with you there for now. Second half commentary on the way of Brighton against Tottenham. Brighton leading by 1-0 in that one, thanks to that early Trossard strike. We've got some reaction on the way from today's earlier games on this 5 Live Premier League Sunday, but first it's time for the news with Jill Mackenzie.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Politicians and celebrities have been sending their best wishes to Captain Sir Tom Moore, who's been taken to hospital with COVID-19. His family say the 100-year-old needs help with his breathing, but isn't in intensive care. Our correspondent is Lisa Hamperley.
In a statement on Captain Tom Moore's Twitter page, his daughter said her father had been suffering from pneumonia, and last week he tested positive for COVID-19. Hannah Ingram Moore said he'd been at home but needed more help with his breathing, so he was admitted to Bedford Hospital today. He's not in intensive care but being treated on a ward, and hopefully he will be home soon.
A record number of coronavirus vaccines were administered in the UK yesterday, with almost 600,000 people receiving their first dose in one day. Health Secretary Matt Hancock says 4/5 of those aged over 80 have now had their first dose. The Duke of Cambridge says racist abuse in football is despicable after several black players were targeted online this week. Marcus Rashford is the latest to receive abusive messages, and police are investigating. More than 5,000 people are believed to have been detained in Russia after protests across the country in support of the opposition activist Alexei Navalny. In Moscow, a large group tried to reach the prison where he's being held. And a former postman who became a viral TikTok star has landed the #1 spot in the official Big Top 40 music chart. 26-year-old Nathan Evans quit his job after kickstarting a new craze of singing sea shanties and signing a record deal.
The voice of rugby union.
Oh, well, that changes the complexion of this game.
Previously in the Six Nations, rampant Wales, slick Scotland, feisty France, and a thriller at Twickers. Then, abruptly, the scrummaging ceased.
Lots more to come on coronavirus.
But once rebooted later in the year, England won the tournament. So what of 2021? The Six Nations starts next weekend.
On Saturday, on 5 Live Sports Extra, Italy against France from 2 p.m. And on 5 Live, the Calcutta Cup.
It's the most historic fixture. It was the first international game 150 years ago.
England against Scotland, kick-off 4:45. Plus, on Sunday, Wales versus Ireland from 2:45. On 5 Live Sports Extra, the Six Nations 2021. On 5 Live, 5 Live Sports Extra, and across the BBC. This is 5 Live Sport.
Good evening to you. Welcome back. We are into the final chapter of this 5 Live Premier League Sunday. We're half-time in our last commentary of the day. It is Brighton 1, Tottenham 0. Leandro Trossard strike, the difference so far in that game. Elsewhere today, Leeds made headlines again. They continue to be one of the most unpredictable sides in the Premier League. Once again, they pulled off an unlikely result with a 3-1 victory away to title contenders Leicester City. Patrick Bamford was on the score sheet for Marcelo Bielsa's side.
Bamford on his left foot, shoots and scores, and Leeds are in front now. That was hit true and hard with his left foot.
So you're 2-1 up and you're running clean through on goal. How tempted were you to finish that yourself? You could see that you had Jack Harrison to your right, couldn't you?
Yeah, as soon as Clicky sort of had the ball, I saw that I was through one-on-one, so I knew that, and it was literally on my first touch, I looked to my right and saw Jack breaking. So maybe if it was 3-1, I might have been a bit more selfish and gone for the goal myself. But we were a little bit under the cosh there, and after scoring the second, I knew we needed that extra bit of cushioning. So it was the right thing to do to pass it to Jack, and he scored. So it made the last 5 minutes certainly a little bit easier.
Patrick, that sort of game awareness impresses England managers, and Gareth Southgate happened to be here watching you.
Yeah, well, I remember he said in the last England camp that I'd only just come into the Prem and I had work to do, and I totally agree with what he said, that I'm new to this and I've got to keep proving myself, and I still believe that there's probably 4 strikers ahead of me who are more proven at Premier League and international level. So for me, I've just got to keep working hard and try and get up to their level and put myself in contention with the England frame in mind. But if it happens, it's a dream come true. If it doesn't, I just keep working hard until the chance comes.
Now, Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton will be taking your calls after the final whistle at the Amex Stadium on 606 08085 909 693. Robbie, we heard there from Patrick Bamford. I imagine with the countdown to the Euros very much on, the phone will probably be ringing off the hook with Leeds fans certainly singing his praises tonight.
I think it will, Emma. And his performance today, Chris, was sensational. 2 assists. The way he spoke then, very impressive, Chris. Can he make that England squad? Should he make that England squad?
Yeah, a lot of people talk very well, Rob, but that doesn't mean that they necessarily deserve a place in the England squad. I think he's been brilliant all season, though, hasn't he? Really, his consistency has been there. He leads the line very well. His goal was absolutely stunning. And what I liked about him today, very unselfish, Rob. A man after my own heart there. So let's hear from not just Leeds fans, but from England fans. Do they think Patrick Bamford deserves a place in the England squad?
And the big question, is he in your fantasy 606? Because he's in his own fantasy team.
Well, I know whose team he is in. He's in little Bruce's team. Bruce snuck him in this week. 13 points.
What about Mo Salah, Chris?
The first fantasy football this week. Let's not talk about
Liverpool, Chris. Mo Salah, the first Liverpool player to score 20 goals plus in a season in all comps since the legendary Ian Rush. You said last night, give City the title.
I did not say that. But look, I suppose the question is, for Liverpool fans, is the blip over? Liverpool were never out of the title race, but I thought they were so impressive today, because I have to say, Rob, I thought that West Ham United would give them a sterner test. Liverpool, really impressive, won comfortably. Special mention to Phillips and Henderson, that centre-back partnership as well. But Liverpool fans, let's hear from you. Do you feel you've got your mojo back?
What if Spurs lose this game, Christopher?
Well,
are they out of it completely? Champions League, what about top 4?
Well, absolutely, and this is very Spursy, isn't it? I mean, Son looks lost, doesn't he, without Harry Kane? Absolutely lost. I tell you one thing, Rob, and I know you're a big fan of Gareth Bale, certainly not the player he once was, but they brought Vinicius in, didn't they, as a replacement for Harry Kane, if Mourinho wanted to rest him or Harry Kane was injured. Why is he not playing with Vinicius up top? I don't get that one.
It's a good point. And Chris, we got Ollie Bayliss on from the National League. The vote's tomorrow in the National League, isn't it? So it's a big day for the National League North and South tomorrow.
Yeah, big vote. Will they go null and void? It'll be interesting to hear what Ollie says. He knows that non-league scene inside out, but let's hear from non-league clubs. And also, Rob, Thomas Tuchel. What a performance from Chelsea today. Let's hear from Chelsea fans.
Was it that good?
It was a good performance. Well, I thought it was a good performance.
It was a performance.
Well, are you dismissing Burnley there, Rob? A little bit.
No, it wasn't what a performance, was it?
They played well.
I wasn't sitting at home and thinking, wow, that was amazing.
I thought it was a really brilliant performance from Chelsea.
Okay.
We had a lot of Chelsea fans last night, didn't we? We were sort of unsure. But
08285 909 693. Lines are open, Emma.
Thank you, Robbie. I think I'm with you there. I'm sorry, Chris, but when two defenders score your goals, I don't know if you can say what.
Is that not a good thing? Is that not a positive? It was
a step in the right direction. A step in the right direction. Let's all agree there.
Emma, when Chris was at Chelsea, no strikers scored.
08085 909 693. I'll save you with the number there. Chris Sutton and Robbie Savage bring you 606 after the final whistle at the Amex Stadium. We'll be back with them shortly. Now, you would have heard the issue of racist social media abuse mentioned in our news headlines just a few moments ago, which has been directed at Manchester United players, and Greater Manchester Police have launched an investigation after receiving these reports that Marcus Rashford, Axel Tuanzebe and Anthony Martial were targeted. Former Man City defender Nader Manua did join 5 Live Sport a bit earlier today, and he says social media companies need to impose stricter measures.
Oh, it's deja vu, like we were saying before, and it is a shame. You do need more accountability. When the stuff first that happened to Axel Tuanzebe, you started to see more of it come out in the news and so on, and you think it's a big talking point, and obviously nothing can happen again. But then the next day there's something else, and the next day there's something else. So for groups of people, once they see it happening, they're the exact opposite of put off. They feel energized and feel they can do it again, and they can say whatever they want to say. The problem I have is, unfortunately, you kind of rely on the tech giant trying to get to solve a situation which they've created themselves. Because some people go on there and with that sense of anonymity feel they can say absolutely anything, whether it's to do with race, whether it's to do with sexuality or whatever. And it's unacceptable. It's completely unacceptable. But they can do it. But now we're in a place where they know the technology best. And how do you police 1 billion people on a social media platform? You'd like to think that the people on there would be more sensible, but unfortunately lots of those people are not. We're living, as I say, at times in two different worlds where you're surrounded by some people who get it and are very much against all types of discrimination, and other people who don't even see it as discrimination, and some people who just see it as funny, because some of those people who've, say, been posting under Marcus Rashford's Instagram or to Axel Tuanzebe's or Anthony Martial's and so on, some of those people generally just think that's funny. And if you're at this stage of life now and you think that's funny, what does that say about you? What does that say about them in terms of what they've been seeing in their own life and in their own echo chamber? Because most of the people that I know who I believe are sensible people would never do anything of that sort.
Now, following this final game of the day at Brighton, I will be part of the team recording the Football Daily podcast, and online abuse will be forming a big part of that conversation. We've got Leanne Sanderson and Alex Bruce with me on the pod, along with Ben Haynes. So do make sure that you keep across BBC Sounds for the release of that latest pod, as we will also be rounding up the weekend's action. So on that subject, we can head back to the Amex Stadium now and rejoin Glenn Murray and Ali Bruce Ball. Now, when I left you gentlemen, we were speculating on whether there might be a change in personnel at the break, or perhaps even a change in shape. Any sign of that so far?
Yes, because Carlos Vinicius is ready to go for Tottenham. Tottenham have been sent out of the dressing room early. Brighton have only just arrived on the pitch, and Vinicius has been out there for a couple of minutes with his teammates. Davinson Sanchez is the man to make way, which looks like Moussa Sissoko will now play right back. Alderweireld and Rodon, the two centre-backs. Ben Davies at left back. And then you have Højbjerg and Ndombele as a midfield two. Son, Bergwijn, Vinicius and Gareth Bale make up the rest of that Tottenham lineup. So they needed to do something, Glenn Murray, and that's what they've decided to do. Good chance for Carlos Vinicius. He only made 4 substitute appearances in the Premier League so far this season.
Yeah, they did need to make that change, and we thought that towards the end of the first half that Mourinho would make a change, and a real big opportunity for the young man tonight to really stake a claim for that position when Harry Kane isn't fit. Obviously, I think we understand that when Kane's fit, he plays. But I think it would have been disappointed he didn't start tonight. But listen, 28 minutes of Premier League football under his belt. He's going to get 45 here, so more than double, and a chance for him to really progress his career.
Early mistake from Tottenham in this second half. Tanguy Ndombele in late on Alexis McAllister. No doubt about the free kick. Peter Banks wasn't going to miss that one, so possibly a chance to shoot on goal. No, they're going to go quickly. Maybe too far out for a shot there. Ball is knocked down the right-hand side for Ben White to chase. White gets there ahead of Højbjerg. Højbjerg shadows him out to that touchline on the right-hand side, but Brighton still have it with Pascal Gross. They're leading Tottenham by 1-0 at the moment. Trossard with a little flick. Hacked away by Bergwijn, and that's a good start by Carlos Vinicius. Good control, and then turn and lofts the ball forward, and Son is trying to chase it. Solly March comes hurtling back for Brighton, gets his left foot on the ball and knocks it out for a throw to Tottenham wide on the left.
Straight away there we see Vinicius giving Spurs that platform to build off. He got it into his chest and put Son away behind the Brighton defence. But yeah, straight away, big difference already for Spurs, and I expect them to use him more.
So lines open for 606 08 085 909 693 to chat to Chris Sutton and Robbie Savage this evening. Brighton fans, Tottenham fans, they'll definitely want to hear from you. Chelsea 2, Burnley 0, Leicester 1, Leeds 3, West Ham 1, Liverpool 3. The results in the Premier League today. In the Women's Super League, the leaders Chelsea beat Tottenham by 4-0, still level on points with Manchester United, who won 2-0 at Everton, and Manchester City in third beat West Ham by 4-0. The Women's Football Show, the highlights of the games on at 11:45 on BBC One tonight, following Match of the Day 2, which starts at 10:30. Brighton 1, Tottenham 0. Alderweireld clears with his right foot. Bissouma heads the ball infield to Pascal Gross. No changes in personnel for Brighton at half-time, and nor would you have expected any. They were very impressive in the first half. Here's Bale. being closed down by a couple of Brighton players. Gets the ball forward. Son can't get onto that. Webster with his right foot. Little flick from Trossard. He loves those little flicks where he jumps in the air and it's right leg behind left and flicks the ball behind himself. He's involved again here. Veltman now scoops one down the right. Ben Davies intercepts for Tottenham. Clears quickly with his left foot. Veltman's back there and nods the ball down. And Brighton have it again inside their own half. So they are Robert Sanchez in goal, who I don't think had a save to make in the first half. White, Dunk and Webster as the three centre-backs. Veltman and Solly March, wing-backs on either side. Bissouma, McAllister, Gross, Trossard, the goal scorer, and Neil Maupay. And here is Solly March, who's playing wide on the left. And Brighton in their dark blue shirts with the white pinstripe, playing from right to left in this second half as we look at it. So Solly March is right in front of us on this touchline. Good skills from Maupay. Edge of the Tottenham area. Right-footed ball across the face of the box. Pascal Gross is offside. The ball hit him. He just let it run off him. Hugo Lloris has it and he clears it quickly with his left foot downfield. That could turn into a very good ball for Son or Vinicius, but Lewis Dunk spotted what was going on. Comes across, chests it down. Sanchez, clearance. Bale very nearly able to intercept. Pascal Gross, good ball forward up towards Maupay, knocked to the floor by Alderweireld, and Brighton want to go quickly. Taken quickly. McAllister's run into trouble here. Tottenham have won the ball off them. Graham Potter scratches his head because Brighton had good possession there and they've given it away. And Ndombele down the right for Son. Son thought about a little burst of pace to try and take him past Adam Webster. Comes back to Sissoko. Sissoko infield to Højbjerg. And Højbjerg with his right foot plays back here to Joe Rodon.
Yeah, only 4 minutes here in the second half and Spurs look much better already. I think they've had a dressing down at half-time, made a change, and they look a lot more up for the game, let's say, in this second half.
Son with his left foot, playing it back to Ndombele. Now Højbjerg. Højbjerg, this is inside the Brighton half, wide to the left. Bale with a quick give and go. Bergwijn doesn't give it back to him, plays it back to Ben Davies instead. So lots of Tottenham possession at the moment, but not hurting Brighton as yet. Alderweireld looking for the ball down the right to Sissoko, intercepted by Solly March, who gets it back from McAllister. Plays a nice low pass infield to Gross. Gross toward Maupay. Good first touch, quickly onto McAllister. Faced up by Alderweireld. McAllister plays it to March. Now back into the Brighton half with Webster. And here Jose Mourinho shouting instructions across the pitch to his Tottenham team as they try and get back into this game. Trossard. And the ball is worked all the way back to goalkeeper Robert Sanchez, the Spaniard, who clears with his right foot. Rodon with a powerful header forwards. Under pressure, Højbjerg in central midfield. He's fouled by Gross. Free kick for Tottenham. Glenn Murray.
Good play by Brighton there. Just sort of probing Tottenham, going down the left, then coming back out, going back down the right, and just sort of trying to find that area of where to hurt them. But look, very comfortable in possession at the minute.
Sissoko bringing the ball forward, bit of pace down the right for Tottenham. Finds Son. Son drives it. Great block by Webster. Powerful shot that was on target. Son gets bundled over. Not going to get a free kick. He was 25 yards from goal. Maupay back deep for Brighton. He's got Alderweireld right behind him. He's lost it to Alderweireld. Wide on the right-hand side. Now beats Maupay. Can he pick a teammate out with a cross? Vinicius chests the ball down inside the Brighton area. Tries to cut it back. It works its way to Ben Davies. Powerful cross from him. Beyond Gareth Bale at the far post. And the ball will run out for a throw-in to Brighton in their left-back position. Brighton leading Tottenham 1-0. And Glenn Murray in his fledgling commentary career, learning, Glenn, on a night like this that your notes just turn to papier-mâché, really, don't they, after about half an hour?
Yeah, they get a bit damp, don't they, especially as that rain sort of catches on the wind and swirls into this stand where we sat here.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it, because there's a giant roof above us here, but you can see it up in the floodlights above us. It's a really light rain that's been falling all evening, and it just swirls in underneath the roof, and eventually your notes sort of end up with a bit of a tie-dye effect, greening, redding, blue ink and black ink all over the place here. Brighton 1, Tottenham 0. Solly March with his left foot thumps the ball across field. Fantastic first touch by Joel Veltman. Pass forward, cut out by Alderweireld. Here's Højbjerg quickly over the top, looking for Bale. Bale at full stretch here, trying to keep that in, and then cleverly just flicks the ball into the shins of Adam Webster and wins Tottenham a corner. Bale started, I mean, for people who are just tuning in now, Glenn, first 10 minutes of the first half, Bale looked really bright, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He looked really up for the game. He had a big effect on the game. He was dropping off, he was getting the ball at the feet, he was running at people, putting cross in the box, and he just sort of drifted a little bit, and we lost sight of him towards the end of the first half.
See what he can do with the corner. High swinging one to the far post, headed down by Alderweireld and blocked by Robert Sanchez at his near post, sort of jumping forward. It hit him on the legs. Half a chance for Tottenham, that. Ball's with Bale again. Wide on the right, brings it infield, trying to work space for a left-footed effort. His pass across field is intercepted. Brighton trying to bring it away with Solly March. Bergwijn now battling with Pascal Gross. And the two of them, bit of push and shove there, but the decision's gone against Bergwijn. And Brighton get a free kick midway inside their own half. You can't underestimate how huge a win would be for Brighton here, Glenn, continuing recent good form, but to beat someone like Tottenham at home, to get that monkey off their back as well, the sort of not having won at home this season, would be huge if they can get the win tonight. And I'll come back to it in a second, because Adam Webster's made an incredible run forward, good 60 yards downfield, working a good attacking position for Brighton. Played back to Gross. Gross's curling ball in is beyond McAllister, and Sissoko will bring it away. But if they can get the 3 points, Glenn, it'd be massive, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would really put some daylight in between those them and Fulham, especially with Newcastle winning at the weekend as well, who affect Brighton, are down there with Brighton. It would be a really big 3 points for Brighton this, and probably, I would say, an unexpected 3 points, but so far a very deserved one if it does end up that way.
Lines open for 606, remember, 08085 909 693 to have your say on all matters football this evening. Lewis Dunk with his right foot. Long ball downfield. Ben Davies intercepts, gets there first. Trossard onto the loose ball. Plays a little 1-2 on the right with Veltman. Now back into the feet of Pascal Gross. Into the Tottenham area, still working it forward. Looking for Mopé, intercepted by Ndombele. Had he not put a foot on that and knocked it behind for a corner, I'm sure Mopé would have scored.
Yeah, good play again from Brighton. I mean, and Dunk's long passes this evening have been really good, and that's what started that one off there. And then Pascal Gross manages to get it on the edge of the area, drives in and tries to find Mopé, who would have almost a one-on-one with Lloris 5 yards out, but luckily Ndombele gets back to give Brighton a corner.
Corner for Brighton, leading 1-0. Pascal Gross again. Deliberation before he takes them with his right foot into the near post, flicked on by Veltman. Tottenham struggling to get away. Alderweireld just swings the leg at it, half clears it. Another cross comes in, low one. Effort from White is blocked on the line by Hugo Lloris, who grabs the loose ball, and no one there for Brighton to stab it home from close range.
Yeah, I mean, I think White did as much as he could there. I think he took a little nick off a Tottenham defender as he hit it, but Lloris got down well to his right and saved the ball. But again, signs from Brighton that they're looking to stretch this lead here.
Tottenham were looking slightly exposed there. Here's Bergwijn for Tottenham. Place Son in behind. Ben White is there. Rolls it back to his keeper. Clears with his right foot, Robert Sanchez. Alderweireld heads the ball to his right-hand side. And talking about looking exposed, Glenn, I've got a very odd question coming your way shortly.
I'm a little bit more prepared this week, Ali.
After last time we worked together, where I set Glenn an FA Cup quiz on his goal-scoring career in the FA Cup. The ball has come off Son there in the end, and it's gone behind for a corner. So, my question to you, Glenn, is that there's no way you could have prepared for this. Have you ever heard of the Black Rock Naturist Beach in Brighton?
I haven't heard of it, but I might have stumbled across it one day.
Really?
Accidentally, on purpose. No, accidentally.
Okay.
Yeah, I was walking with the dog one day, and as a person was coming into the vision, I thought, I haven't got any clothes on. And then I realised I was on the wrong beach, and I quickly got the dog on the lead, and off we got.
Oh, wow, I had no idea that little detail was coming, which Tony Livesey will absolutely love, because I learned about Black Rock Naturist Beach in Tony Livesey's Fact of the Day feature on Friday in the Drive programme. So it celebrated its 40th anniversary in 2019.